What's going on, guys? It's Stribbers and welcome to episode 4 of PGR2 Road to Platinum in the arcade mode. So we've got 8 races left to do to complete the street racing section of this, and we're going to be doing 4 in this episode. So we've got races 13 to 16 to do in the World Tour sprint section of races. So this basically means that all these races are going to be a sprint to the finish, so they're very short. And yeah, so they're on small tracks, 3 laps each. So it does go quite quickly, so it's going to be a shorter episode, this one, than normal. But we kick things off in a nice car, in the Porsche GT3, against all Ferraris in this one. So there's a little mini theme going on there. And if you take the first corner wide, you can cut out most of the nonsense of the first corner, which means that we are behind the 575 and also the Ferrari Challenge Stradale, which we do just about manage to get past on the inside there, forcing him a little bit wide. And then there's a little bit of lag through that corner, and that happens on every lap. But the Challenge Stradale is going to be your only problem really in this one. Both that and the GT3 are from the Track Special series, and they're pretty well matched. So that's going to be the hardest competition in this one, and I'd probably say that the Ferrari is the better one to use on this smaller track. The Porsche tends to be better when it can wind up a bit more with its high-end acceleration, but it's going to be a bit of a close race, this one, so if you can get in front, it's all about defending it from this point. As you can see, he's still half a second behind. He's been in that zone for most of the race. So a good start is key to all of these races we're about to do, all 4 of them. And I did a terrible corner there, but it was just enough to see him off. But if you don't get a good start, or if you get caught too much in the first corner, it's going to hinder your ability to come first, because that Challenge Stradale will start to pull away in first. So it's usually worth a bit of a restart to try and get the best start you can. But that's that event done. Ferrari was only 0.2 of a second behind the Challenge Stradale, and you can see all the different models in the race there. So 6,300 kudos for that, that's very nice. Moving on to the second street race 14. Bit of a step down in performance here, so this is a race with a lot slower cars, and we're in the VW Beetle RSI. A few cars we haven't seen for a while here. We've got the Mazda MX-5 there. There's the Toyota, I think it's the 3000 GT, is it? Or is it the 2000 GT? Can't remember which one it is. And then we've got the Lancia Delta Integrale there. In front of the Toyota, we've got the Audi TT, and then there's the Toyota MR2 in front of that. But this car seems to be quicker in a straight line than the others. Maybe doesn't handle quite as well, but it's not too bad. So you shouldn't have too many problems with this one. Again, a good start's critical to not letting the race run away from you and not letting the opposition get away. But as you can see, we do drive past there, getting him right out of the way there. So we're in first place, just got to defend this lead now. The Audi is trying to push for first place again. But luckily, once you're in front, it's such a short race that it's over before you know it, with 26-second lap times. It's not going to be too difficult. Does understeer a little bit, as you see. I did hit the wall there, braking a bit too late, but again the car didn't turn around quite as much as I was hoping. But the Audi's still right behind us. We're around the last corner now, and that's probably the easiest one out of those 4. I'd say you're in a quicker car, which isn't always the case sometimes, but I'd say that one's definitely quicker. But it's good to have that mixed in. Oh, my bad, it was the Nissan 240Z, not the Toyota, and I think it was a 2000 GT. Looks kind of similar, but not really. That was my bad for that one. But we'll move on to street race number 3 for this episode, which is street race number 15. Barcelona, 3 laps of this one. Crazy step up in performance now to the Ferrari F40. Very good car indeed, and this is where the roles have swapped, as we're against all Porsches and we are in the Ferrari. So you're able to do most of them for pace here. it's just going to be that front runner that's going to be the problem in this. We managed to get around that car in a position you wouldn't normally overtake, but it did work in the end. So we've got the Carrera GT in front. Have to track him down as best we can, as that does handle very well. Not the quickest in the Ultimate Series, but it's a good match for the F40 for sure. And we did nearly spin him out there, but he got away. So coming past for the second lap. We need to track him down. He's taking some questionable lines though, and strange braking patterns, which is good for us. Gives us a better chance to try and catch him up. Again, it's really close, this one, neck and neck. Just got to make sure he doesn't get away. And he takes a very weird line through there. I don't take the best line through there, but certainly not as bad as he's taken that. So that leaves us in first place, coming across the line for the final lap. Again, these are 32-second laps, 33-second laps, so really going to be a short race. All of them are pretty much under 2 minutes, I think. Taking that nice and tight to the apex there. Nearly hitting the barrier though, just about getting away with it. And you can see how much better the Porsche is through the corners, making a lot of time up on us here. Doing them a little bit better that time, but you can see the Porsche right behind. You saw the Carrera's bonnet just poking through there, and that was just north of corner to finish off the race, as we always do that. But nevertheless, another first place. Nice and quick, these ones. Nice and quick to get done, but they can be a bit frustrating if you don't get the correct start, like I said. But that Carrera GT is going to be the only one that's going to trouble you. The GT3 was nearly 4 seconds behind, so there we are. And the last two cars there, the Cayenne Turbo and the Boxster, well, not really much point of them being in. But there we are. So we've only got one street race left to do. After we get our kudos there, 6,700. And the final street race is street race number 16, using the Caterham 7. And this is probably, I'd say this is the hardest one out of these four. The car that's in first place is the Asceni, and it's quite a bit quicker in a straight line than the Caterham. So you've really got to make sure you take the first few corners all right. Nearly getting spun out by the Renault Spider there. So that's quite a hard first corner to navigate properly. But this Caterham's got very good handling. It's a little hard to get used to. Can oversteer a bit. It steers too much. So it can catch you off guard a little bit if you've been driving other cars. But we're right behind the Stratos now, which isn't the quickest car. But you can see it's still quicker than the Caterham in a straight line. But we are going to be able to outbrake him with the better brakes of this. So in lap 2 we've just got that Asceni to try and catch up, and on the straighter sections it will pull away a little bit, so obviously we're going to make up our ground through the corners here. 1.5 seconds in front, trying to do this section as well as I can. As you can see, they do go a bit wide there, which leaves you the best opportunity to try and make a comeback. Very weird line he took through there, which gave us the best opportunity to overtake. But he's coming around the outside with that speed, but we do block his path, so he has to brake and back off a little bit. But from this point, it should be okay once you get in front. But that's the hard bit, is trying to catch him up and go in front. Going a little bit too wide there, but the Asceni takes that wide as well. And luckily the finish line wasn't further down, because he was making a move. As we see in the cutscene there, he does overtake us, but brakes too late, and then we overtake him in the background. But that's all 4 street races done there, guys. So, there we go. The Toyota 2000 GT was in this one. 13 seconds behind. It does look kind of similar to that Nissan 240Z. But 4 more events to do. That's this episode done. So we'll see how many kudos we get from this race. Asceni was only 0.3 seconds behind, so it was really, really close, that one. But 6,700 I think it was there, or 6,900. So in the next episode, guys, we've got street races 17 to 20, and it's the complete opposite theme of the one we've just done, and it's an endurance theme, so these are going to be very long races. But I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, please hit that like button, and I'll see you in episode 5.